If you're thinking about getting into 3D printing, you're probably wondering where to even begin. Should you buy an expensive printer? What filament do you need? Where do you find files? Do you have to learn complicated software? The good news is, getting started with 3D printing has never been easier. Modern printers are faster, smarter, and much easier to use than they were just a few years ago. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to go from complete beginner to successfully printing your first model while avoiding the mistakes that cost new users hundreds of dollars. And by the way, if you want to check out any of the printers, filament, software, or accessories I mentioned throughout this video, I've linked everything down in the description so you can compare prices and specifications while you're watching. Let's start with the biggest question. What exactly is 3D printing, simply put? A 3D printer creates physical objects by laying down extremely thin layers of melted plastic until the object is complete. Think of it like a robot building something one layer at a time. It all starts with a digital 3D model. The printer follows thousands of tiny instructions and slowly turns that file into a real object you can hold in your hands. That object could be a phone stand, a replacement part, a tool organizer, a toy, a cosplay prop, or even products you can sell online. Now let's talk about choosing your first printer. This is where many beginners make their biggest mistake. They assume spending more automatically means better. That's simply not true. Instead, focus on printers that are reliable, easy to set up, and have strong community support. For most beginners, these are the categories I recommend. Best overall, a printer that balances print quality, speed, and ease of use. Best budget, an affordable machine that still produces reliable prints. Best premium, perfect if you plan on printing constantly and want faster speeds and additional automation. Most importantly, choose a printer that lets you spend your time printing instead of constantly fixing problems. Next, you'll need filament. Filament is simply the plastic your printer melts to create objects. There are dozens of different materials available, but honestly, you only need one to get started: PLA. PLA is inexpensive, easy to print, produces excellent results, requires very little tuning, and works on almost every FDM printer. Once you're comfortable with PLA, you can move to PETG for stronger parts, or TPU if you want flexible prints. Leave ABS and more advanced materials until you've gained some experience. The next thing you'll need is a model to print. Fortunately, you don't have to design everything yourself. Thousands of free models are available online. You can download organizers, household tools, decor, replacement parts, gaming accessories, and much more. The files you'll usually download are called STL or 3MF files. These files still can't be printed directly. First, they need to go through a slicer. A slicer is software that converts your model into instructions your printer understands. It decides things like layer height, print speed, supports, infill, and temperature. The good news is, modern slicers include excellent default profiles. You don't need to change dozens of settings. In fact, one of the biggest beginner mistakes is constantly changing settings after every print. Start with the defaults, get successful prints first, then learn what each setting actually does. Quick reminder, if you're comparing beginner printers, PLA, filament, or the tools I recommend for every new maker, you'll find links to everything in the description below. Now let's prepare your first print. Load your filament, make sure the build plate is clean, select your file, start the print, then watch the first layer. The first layer determines whether the rest of the print succeeds. If it sticks well, you're usually in great shape. If it doesn't, stop the print and fix the issue before wasting filament. Once your first print finishes, don't immediately try printing something that takes 20 hours. Instead, print several small objects: a calibration cube, a cable organizer, a phone stand, a desk hook, a benchy. These smaller prints teach you how your printer behaves while keeping failures inexpensive. Another question beginners always ask is, do 3D printers smell? It depends on the material. PLA produces very little noticeable odor for most people. PETG is similar. Materials like ABS can produce stronger fumes and should be printed in a well-ventilated area or inside an enclosure with proper ventilation. What about noise? Most modern printers are much quieter than older machines. You'll hear cooling fans and motors moving around, but many current printers are quiet enough to run in a home office without being distracting. Finally, let's talk about expectations. Your first few prints probably won't be perfect. and that's completely normal. Every experienced maker has failed prints. The difference is they learned from each one. Start simple. Print often. Make one improvement at a time. Before long, you'll be designing your own parts and wondering why you didn't start sooner. If you're ready to begin your 3D printing journey, check out the links in the description where you'll find beginner-friendly printers, PLA filament, and the accessories that make getting started much easier. And if you found this guide helpful, subscribe, because every week we cover practical tips, buying guides, and projects that help you get more from your 3D printer.